Welcome to Western Province Cricket Club, where we have the under-18 boys clash between the Raiders and the Rebels. The Raiders are playing from right to left in the black and orange kit, and the Rebels are playing from left to right, as we see now. Rebels on the attack down the right-hand side. Early start for them, winning some free hit high in the field. No Maseko on the ball, finds Ethan Lee. Great tackle from the Raiders there as they now come away with the ball down the left-hand side. High intensity start here from both sides, as we see now another double turnover. Rebels find the edge of the circle, dispossessed by James Grieve. Robenheimer now on the ball, looking for a connection, just sends it out. Seen lots of high intensity games so far in this tournament. Both sides just really starting off strong, putting a lot of pressure on the opposition. See, hopefully guys just calm down a little bit, find those connections. As we see exactly that now from the Raiders. We're looking at the logs. We have the Raiders played one game, won last night. 5-3 against, I think it was the Rebels. So they are currently second in the pool, sitting on 3 points. And the Rebels haven't won a game yet, going one down to the Heat yesterday. They are sitting 5th with 0 points. Momaseko on the ball. S under 17 player. Just getting dispossessed. Now the Raiders with the chance inside the 23, dispossessed. Once again, lots of double turnovers. Really scrappy affair so far, as both teams just looking to try and get into the fixture. Robenheimer, lovely bit of elimination skills, but dispossessed by Ethan January. As the Rebels now look to build up from the left-hand side. Robenheimer down the right-hand side, looks for a connection to top D, finds it. Unfortunately, just dispossessed was Callum Jones. Top D, Carl Jones, apology, his brother. And now Raiders really looking strong again down the middle of the field. Finds some space on the left-hand side. Jones on the ball again, sends it out. Tom Gordon looks for a ball into the D, decides against it. Really good composure shown here from the Raiders, looking to find that overlap on the other side of the field. Unfortunately, just couldn't find it that time. It's now the Rebels with the chance. Captain Ethan Lee for the Rebels, really quick in the midfield. Fortunately, just not finding his high-lying striker in Zach Gibbon there. Will be a 16 restart for the Raiders. Tom Gordon whips out the overhead, looking for some space over the top. He does find it. Great little step there from the Rebels defender, winning the ball. Really difficult skill to blow for the umpires these days is the aerial. We've seen lots of teams throwing into space, throwing it towards players, and the danger aspect of it is really difficult to control. Where you've got players coming in, meeting at the same time, who's got the initial rights to the ball. I think really tough job for the umpires, and either way they go, some coach is going to be unhappy. But well blown there from the men in green on the field. See now, Raiders once again just really nice and composed. This Raiders team is really stacked with plenty of SA Schools players. We've got James Grieve, Lita Cry, Noah Fenter, Rob Feltman, all playing in the SA School setup. Dale Hurton as well. So they really have a massive lineup on paper. Let's see if they can translate that into goals. Scott's now on the ball. Looking a bit messy here for the Rebels at the back. They're going to keep things a little bit more tidy. Trying to find Momaseko in the midfield, also an under 17 player. Had a lot to do there to protect the ball, but they do win a free hit. Scott now looking for the long aerial. Well picked up by Dale Gertsen. Raiders now looking to work the ball out the back. Lovely ball into the midfield for them. With some space now. That pass just not finding his man. Rebels come away with it down the right hand side. Oh, a little bit of a miss hit there. Unfortunately, it'll just run over the sideline. Will be a sideline hit for the Raiders. Robenheimer, another dangerous play on the ball. Sends it out to his left link in Tom Ludlam. Roby just unfortunately just not finding a D-entry there. Maybe trying to just take on one too many players. Zach Gibbon, another SA Schools player on the ball there. Really got wheels, got a turn of pace. Wait to see if we can see some of that coming through late in the game. Winning the free hit for his side there. Rare mistake from James Grieve. As the ball goes straight back to Josh Beattie for the Raiders. Unfortunately, umpire Chris Eason deems that to be hacking on the side of the circle. Will be a restart, and once again, really rare mistake there from Zach Gibbon. Rebels really putting pressure on the Raiders defenders now, but this is the problem with that full court press. There's often so much space on the other side of the field, just behind that front three. It was well managed by Ethan January. As the Rebels come now with the free hit up the left-hand side of the field. Looking for the direct ball in. Finds Gibbon, and a short corner is awarded. Umpire deeming that to be a stick tackle from Milani Bakapi. Right, we've got Ethan Lee on Castle 1. We've got Ryan Groeneveld on Castle 2 for the Rebels. Mo Maseko injecting. What are we going to have from the top of the D? Slight mistrap. Flick comes in. Still with Ethan Lee. And they win themselves another short corner. Great first wave running there from James Grieve. Slight mistrap just meant that Paulson couldn't get hold of the ball. Ethan Lee, my bad. Here we go once again. Rebels from the top. Good stop this time. Flick comes in. Great save from Noah Fenter for the Raiders. And now counter opportunity for the men in black down the right-hand side. It's a foot race at the moment. Looks like Carl Jones comes away with it, lifts the ball in the air. Great defensive work there from the number 7 of the Rebels. You see this Raider side really looking dangerous on the counter. It's got some massive firepower. And Rebels defenders really showing their form at the moment, smothering any form of counter-attack. Great ball into the midfield now for the Raiders. Unfortunately, just couldn't find Nico Somo up front. Scored an absolute banger yesterday, and was sure to tell me he also got a goal assist. Second team at Sachs, really showing his strength here. Great little overhead now for the Rebels. Been a cracking first quarter. Both teams really putting a lot of pressure on each other, testing each other out, trying to get into the game. We've seen a lot of scrappy tackles, double turnovers, to be expected. Second game of the tournament. Boys are still finding connections, working out the shapes that the coaches want to play. See now the Rebels just sitting back slightly. It is quite warm here today. Great little tackle there from Scott, but is dispossessed. Carl Jones once again with the run on the right-hand side. Wins the sideline hit. Grieve, danger man on the ball, sends it out again. Josh Beattie to Feldman. Great little ball into the midfield. There's now Grieve. Beats one, beats two. Carries it down to the left-hand side, looking for a connection to the, finds the T-point ball. Ball comes up, advantage played by umpire. It will be a free hit just outside the circle. Just a minute left on the clock here. Raiders will be looking to get this in. James Grieve, no doubt, going to take the man on here. Oh, great tackle from the Rebels. So they come away with it now. Down the right-hand side, takes an unfortunate touch there from the Raiders player. Rebels looking to play this one quickly with just 1 minute left on the clock. Risky ball across the midfield. Gets away with it though. January now. Whips out the long handle. Well picked up by the Raiders in the midfield. Dispossessed by Jordan Paulson. As now the Rebels come now. Down the right hand side. Into the 23. Looks for the connection in the D. Finds Paulson. Ball comes across to P-Spot. It's a goal line scrap. Noah Fenter makes a great save. And it will be a short corner. Ball just getting trapped underneath his pads there. Great work from the Rebels on the counter-attack, finding some space down the right-hand side, getting the ball back into the circle for Jordan Paulson, and a lovely just shot at goal. Great save from Noah Fenter. Unfortunately, the ball just rolling under his pad. It will be a short corner. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Of course, the short corner will still run through. We've seen 2 flicks off Castle 1 from Ethan Lee, but now Jordan Paulson at the top. Stop is good. A little variation, a zigzag, and Jordan Paulson pushes the ball into the sideboard, and that opens the scoring account here for the Rebels as they take the lead against the Raiders 1-0 at the end of the first quarter. Don't go anywhere, we'll see you after the break. Welcome back to the second quarter here in this clash between the Rebels and the Raiders, where the Rebels lead 1-0, courtesy of a lovely short corner goal scored by Jordan Paulson. However, it has been the Raiders with the larger share of possession. See now, Raiders once again building up the play. Just looking to move the Rebels defenders as we see a big cutting motion here from Ethan Lee, the captain. Ball goes into Robenheimer, looking to take it quickly. Does so, ball comes into the circle. Difficult for the defenders to manage this. Rebound comes, shot comes in, unfortunately, just grabbing the stick of the defender there. And it will be a 16. That's better play from the Raiders, getting the ball in the circle, asking the defenders of the Rebels to show some skills to deal with the bouncy ball under pressure. As we see now, Raiders once again implementing a full court press. Lovely bit of skills there from the Rebels, but they are dispossessed. Great little connection there from James Grieve. Finds Dale Hurton on the right side, looking for a free hit, but doesn't get one. Rebels now on the counter-attack. We've seen how dangerous they can be. Fortunately, just blown up there for a bit of a stick shield. Dale Hurton on the ball. wearing a scrum cap due to a couple of concussions that he's had. He had a bad one again at IPT, playing for the under-18 Western Province A side, who won gold in Bloemfontein this year. So just as a safety measure, but as we see him carrying through the midfield, dispossessed by Scott. As now Gibbon, chip and chase. We've seen the wheels that he's got in his locker. Rebel still with the ball now, looking to take it quickly, win the free hit. Gibbon still with the ball, sends it out wide by Chris Eason, just making sure they take it on the right spot. Momaseko now on the ball, looking for a connection into the D, fires it into a foot, falls kindly for them, shot comes in. Great save from Noah Fenter. It will be a long corner. Bit of a risky ball there from Momaseko. Unfortunately, doesn't find his man. It will be a Raiders restart. Raiders obviously missing massive player for them in Lita Cry. He's currently in Joburg for the men's IPT, playing for the SA Under-21 side. Playing in the final later this afternoon. As we see now, Rebels through Momaseko once again on the attack. Winning the free hit. Does Mo. Needs to look for a connection. Carries it into the circle, but dispossessed by Tom Gordon. As now it's a foot race. Robenheimer not going his way. Rebels come away with it down the right hand side. Gibbon once again. Again, a really scrappy start to the game, both sides. Not really building more than 5 connections together. Ludlam fires a ball into Roby in the midfield. Looking for a ball across the field. Dispossessed is Dale Gertsen. Rebels once again on the counter attack. That one just blown up for danger. Dale Gertsen looks for the ball outside. Playing as a centre link here is Dale. Normally plays as a centre back. His team though has plenty of defenders in Thomas Ludlam, Josh Beattie. As now we see a one-on-one with the keeper. Falls kindly for Grieve. He's still with it. Shot comes in and a great save from the keeper of the Rebels, Janu Fabricas. Great save from him, diving on the floor. Initial rebound went straight to James Grieve, probably the worst player it could have gone to for the Rebels. But keeper did really well there to keep the ball up the net. As now Raiders come down the right hand side. Robert Feldman into the circle looking for a foot. Unfortunately didn't find one, and it will be a 16. Great defensive work there from the Rebels. Scott with a lovely overhead again. Unfortunately just not finding his man. I think it's a skill. You can't just use it and throw it into a congested area. You have to make sure that you're throwing it to space or throwing it directly to a player. And we have a yellow card for Scott Wilkins. Umpire deemed that to be a long barrier tackle where he's used his body intentionally to stop the ball inside the 23, and it will be a short corner and a yellow card. Harsh but fair there from the umpires. Right, this Raiders team has got flicker after flicker. We see Dale Gertsen lining up on the first castle. No doubt that it's going there.
I'm adjusting.
Gordon on the injection. Turf is a little bit dry, as you can see the patches go in, but no mistake. Dale Gertsen unfortunately just misses the target. Great injection, great stop. Pity that one couldn't be on target, but Rebels get away with one there as they come away with the 16. Great ball from January across the field. Really big tackle coming in there from Dale Gertsen. They get away with it. tackles. I think umpires are doing well to manage it at the moment. Hoping not to bring out too many cards today. It's just not great from the Raiders there. Being a man up, you've got to find the extra pass. Just pass around your opposition. You're always going to find the 2v1, and got to be patient and get it there. But unfortunately, they're just being quite direct at the moment. I think Coach Sam Holmes will be having a chat with the boys, making sure they just slow it down, make the connections, and score the simple goals. Josh Beattie on the ball now. Robenheimer into the midfield, just trying to carry down that pocket. Dispossessed as it comes, falls kindly for Jordan Paulson, sends it out to the right hand side. Still with the Rebels as they want to free it on the 5 meter. Ethan Lee, captain, on the ball, looking to take it quickly. Unfortunately, just ball was out of the reach there. As Raiders flood numbers back, little elimination as he gets into the circle, and a lovely bit of individual skills from Ethan Lee there to win himself a short corner. Not what the Raiders would have wanted, being a man up, conceding straight away a short corner. In the last short corner for the Rebels, we've had a variation where Jordan Paulson got the ball back from a zigzag and neatly tucked it into the right hand side of the goals. Ethan Lee is back on the field though. Will we see another flick or another variation? Injection's good. Umpire just deems there to be an early break. Not sure who. Looks like Robert Feldman has been sent back. Always now decision to be made for the short corner attack. Do you still flick? Do you do a variation? Slider comes in. That one just going wide of the post. Ethan Lee looking to hit Jordan Paulson, who's sliding in there for the deflection. Just took a touch off a defender, and it will be a long corner, and that one just running over the baseline for a 16.
That's the 25, bro.
Umpires changed their mind. Will be a long corner. Loose marking here from the Raiders, giving the Rebels some space. But great defensive work there from Robert Feldman, SA Schools player. Scrappy in the midfield, but the danger man, James Grieve, now comes away with the ball down the middle. Looking for the connection. Ball comes straight through to Nico Somo. Unfortunately, just traps that one with his foot. Very difficult for him to deal with. Ball coming behind, running at full speed. But now, Rebels, man down still with attack down the right-hand side. Sends it up the line. Great little interception there by Melani Bukapi. Really solid defender. Aerial ball comes in. Umpires blow the way of Rebels. Fortunate are the Raiders there. Normally that would be a short corner inside the 23. If you close the space. Still with the Rebels through Zach Gibbon. Looks for the hit in. Great defensive work once again from the Raiders. Just not conceding a foot as they now come on the counter, looking for their high-lying striker. Finds him. Dispossessed. Lots of double turnovers once again. It is a game really of two counter-attacking sides. At the moment, the Rebels have done well to just get an outcome every time they're on the counter-attack, with the PC having the largest share of those. And the Raiders just got to get the ball into the circle quicker and find that high-lying striker that they've got up there. And he's going to score the goals. Great work there from the Rebels once again. That one just rolling over the baseline. Will be a 16 to the Raiders. Danger man James Grieve trying to carry it through the midfield, getting dispossessed. It falls kindly for him though. All the way down the right hand side they go. Raiders now with high possession. This is an area where we've seen them dominate but haven't really got any outcomes. They've been very direct, as we see a massive ball coming in there. Tricky for the defenders to manage, and exactly what they were looking for. They get a foot on top. It will be a short corner to the Raiders. As I say, the Raiders side really looking to be direct in the last third there, getting the ball into the circle. Have players in that 9-yard area looking to get the deflections of either defenders, goalkeepers, or just get the touch towards goal, and exactly what they wanted happened there. Bouncing ball in, difficult for defenders to manage, and it just finds a foot. Dale Gertsen on the last flick. James Grieve lining up on Castle 1 now. Time's up on the clock. Injection comes in, good stop. Grieve skills the first wave, gets to P-spot. Wins another short corner for a stick tackle. Great bit of hands shown from him there. That postman did really well from the Rebels to step out and put pressure on Grieve. Just made sure to smother his time and chances there. We go again. Good stop, Grieve. Looks for a variation now. Ball's loose in the circle, ball comes out, and that brings us to the end of the first half, where it's been a game of two counter-attacking sides, each looking to play on the counter, with the Rebels coming out on top of that half with an early goal courtesy of Jordan Pawson through a PC, as they lead the Raiders 1-0. Don't go anywhere. See you after the break. Welcome back to the second half here in this clash between the Raiders and the Rebels of the Under-18 Boys Cup section, where we see the Rebels leading 1-0, courtesy of lovely penalty corner goal from Jordan Paulson. Tucks it into the right-hand side of the goal with a lovely zigzag. We've seen Raiders with lots of high possession, just unable to convert their chances. Rebels definitely playing on the counter-attack, but have done really well to get its short corners in. Back to numbers now are the Rebels. Zach Gibbon down the left-hand side. You've seen how fast he can be. Lovely touch for him into into the circle for the Rebels. Big tackle coming in on Tom Gordon. Great defensive work from him. Keeping the stick on the ball, just carrying it out of trouble as they look to now play quickly down the left-hand side. James Grieve threads it into the midfield for Robenheimer. Lovely pass all the way out to the right-hand side. Malani Bakapi. Raiders really finding some space now in the midfield. Much better from the Raiders. We've said they need to just compose themselves, find a few connections. As I say that, just an unforced error, but much better from them. They're looking more in control of the game. Rebels now send it around the back. Scott Wilkins with a big slap through the midfield, looking for a high-lying striker, doesn't find one. Same story with the Rebels. Just need to compose themselves, find a few passes in the midfield. As now ball falls kindly for the Raiders. Into the circle they go, down the right-hand side, looking for a short corner. Picked up by the Rebels, but dispossessed in the circle. Lots of double turnovers, but Rebels come away with it. Robenheimer now. Roby winning a free hit for his side, just inside the 5 yards there. Once again, very scrappy. So looking for a redirect here. Looking for something inside the circle, and it is a short corner. Mo Maseko for the Rebels, just asking the question, was he inside or outside? I think if we had to send that one upstairs, he'd probably be outside, but tricky for umpires to see that, especially with lots of players in the way. It will be a Raider short corner. We've seen Dale Gertsen had the first flick in the first short corner, just missing to the left-hand side. Looks like he'll be on Castle 1 once again. Let's see what they got from the top. Great stop. Gertsen with a flick. Great save from the postman, Ethan January. And Dale, once again, just puts it on the foot. Clever play from him, seeing nothing's really on around P spots, and he says, thanks, but I'll have another flick there. Great save there from, I don't know, I think it was Ethan January on the post. Dale went high and right. Where's he going to go this one? Comes to second Castle. Dale Gertsen kicks the ball. Rebels looking to play quickly through Mo Maseko. Massive aerial comes in over the top, and well picked up by Thomas Ludlam. Does really well to deal with that. Sends it out to Josh Beattie down the left-hand side. Beattie just holding it up, waiting for players to come back. Carl Jones offering a pass there, but now Zach Gibbon with some space finds himself on P-spot, just running out of space there, but the shot does come in, and that will be a back stick from the 96 of Darius Wingard. It's great use of the backspace for Darius there. Just being able to get that shot off, unfortunately just clipping his backstep, but Dale Gertsen with a great ball across the field. Again, just seeing a bit sloppy decision making really from both sides. Just not being able to find that connection, a final connection on the counter-attack. But as I say that now, Raiders once again down the left-hand side. We've seen they be very direct in the 23. Here they go through James Grieve. Skills 1, skills 2. And wins his side a short corner. My word, the man with the hands, James Grieve. Great bit of individual skill from him once again. Just beating a few players on the edge of the circle and winning himself and his team a short corner. Raiders with their fourth short corner of the game. We've seen flicks of 1, we've seen flicks of 2, we've seen a variation. Where are they going now? Definitely having the biggest share of possession and territory in the last 2 quarters. Can they convert? Just a little bit of a skew push. Dale Gertsen gets on it though. Postman Ethan January once again just clears it out wide. Super composed at the back is Ethan. Made a stick save in the last short corner, and again stepping forward as we see the ball coming into the circle once again. Falls kindly for Gertsen. Raiders now. working the ball around the back. Much better from them. Can they find a connection into the circle? They do. Josh Beatty on the edge of the circle, dispossessed by Momo Seko, who's carrying and wins a free hit for his side. Great work from him. As we see, once again, very direct. Ethan Lee now, captain for the Rebels on the ball, winning the free hit for his side. That is the problem when you've got these players like Ethan Lee, Jordan Pawson, Momo Seko, your SA Schools players, your Province A players, and if they're so deep in the field, when they're looking to play these quick balls and play on the counter, there's not many players up forward. So I just want to see the Rebels maybe take it a little bit slower, get these danger players high in the field. We'll see some counter-attacking goals. Looking really direct again on the Rebels. Come away with it though, down the right-hand side, and that one will just run over the baseline. It will be a 16. Seems that Hertzen now moved back into a back four. Robenheimer and Grieve in the midfield. Roby really doing well in the midfield, controlling the game, sending it outside there. Great little passage of play from the Raiders as the danger man. James Grieve now with the ball on the right-hand shoulder. Takes it out wide. Into the circle they go, looking for a short corner, but great tackle from Scott Wilkins to deal with James Grieve. Win the ball on the baseline. Great tackle from him. January on the ball now. Small connection into the midfield. Great turn. Rob Fulton now playing really high up on the field. Just umpire deeming that one to be a bit dangerous. Raiders now once again implementing a full court press, pushing maximum pressure on the opposition. Sort of trademark of Coach Sam Holmes. You see him coaching the Sax first side, winning #1 school in the country this year. As now Rebels through Paulson on the counter attack. He's got Ethan Lee to his left. Can he find him? Wins a free hit. They look to take this quickly. Raiders flooding numbers back now. Direct ball comes into the circle, finds a play on P-spot. Falls kindly for them. And a short corner is awarded. Great work from the Rebels in the end to get themselves another short corner. That was a great ball in from outside the 23. A great slap, finding a play on P-spot. You would hope that he would do a little bit better, but that was great work from the Raiders keeper, Makeni Ntaka. As now the Rebels with a short corner. Also plenty of flickers on this Rebels side. Looks like Ethan Lee lining up on Castle One again. Bit of a miss push there. Got to come out the D, it does so. Find some space. Looking for the deflection, unfortunately just misses out there. Those are often very dangerous situations for the defending team. When the short corners don't really go to plan, you find yourself in a 7v4. But really well managed there from the Raiders to come away with that one, as they now look to work the ball out from the back. Feltman through the midfield. Great pass all the way out to the right-hand side, as Bakapi now looks for that connection into the midfield. Finds Robenheimer. Back to Bakapi. Got some space on the right. Tries to fire a direct ball into the circle. Unfortunately, just couldn't find that one. Great play from the Raiders. Showing nice composure, pulling the ball up from the right-hand side. Now Rebels once again under pressure at the back. Risky pass across the midfield. Wilkins wasn't expecting that one to come back at him, and it will be a Raiders sideline hit. Robenheimer, waste no time. Ball comes into the circle, takes a deflection. Will be a sideline hit. Once again, Raiders being really direct in this 23. Getting the ball into the circle, looking for that bad touch from a defender or deflection off a Raiders stick. As now we see them moving the ball around the back. Just out of reach for Tom Gordon. Much better from the Raiders. They really are showing some potential now. Just got to get that outcome. Rebels had a large share of the possession and territory in the first quarter, but now struggling to get their outlet right. As we see there, just miscommunication between the players, struggling to get good ball forward. Raiders waste no time. Once again, direct ball comes in. Big aerial, looking into the middle of the field. Umpires say play on. Raiders come away with it down the middle, dispossessed, but still with Raiders now through Stefan. Vian, unfortunately dispossessed, but now Rebels have shown how dangerous they can be on the counter-attack. A bit of a wayward pass, picked up by the Raiders, looking for a simple ball, but unfortunately just can't find it. There's a high man now for the Rebels as they've got a 2-on-2. Keeper's out. Ball comes across the circle and a great finish. Full stretch dive from Ethan Lee, securing a second goal for the Rebels on the seconds left on the clock. A great little team goal. We've seen how the Rebels have been so dangerous on the counter-attack as they find some space down the right-hand side, eliminates the keeper, and a lovely ball across the field for Ethan Lee to tap in to double the Rebels' lead here at the end of the third quarter. Don't go anywhere, we'll see you after the break.
Oh yeah.
As we see the replay of that second goal for the Rebels. Lovely play to find the high-lying striker, just carries it around the keeper, and a brilliant dive from Ethan Lee to double the lead there for the Rebels. Great work from them. We've seen a game where the counter-attacking has been a priority for both sides. Rebels sharing a lot less of the possession, a lot less of the territory, but when they get the ball, they are dangerous going forward. Raiders really just struggling to get the ball in the back of the net, holding a lot of high possession, being very direct, looking for direct balls into the circle. As soon as they get into that 23, they're looking for the hit in, but unfortunately just not being able to find an outcome. They've had plenty of short corners as well. Just got to be a little bit more patient when they get into that final third, find the connection into the circle. And now they've got a mountain to climb to the Raiders. 2-0, favourites probably coming into the tournament. Now Rebels looking to cause an upset here. Ethan Lee on the ball, looks to take it quickly. Unfortunately, just a little bit of confusion as to whose ball it is. Mo Maseko looks for the direct ball. Gibbon on the edge of the circle. Can he get an outcome here? Tom Gordon does well. And a great tackle. It will be a long corner. Staying nice and low, making sure that danger man of Zach Gibbon can't get the ball up, can't get it on a foot. As Mo Maseko plays it quickly, finds a player on the edge of the circle. Back to Mo. Looking for a circle entry, finds one on the right-hand side, wins the free hit. Once again, takes it quickly. Got to move at 5 here. He does so. Finds a player on the right. Jordan Paulson on the ball, sends it into the circle, takes a deflection, falls kindly for the Raiders. So they just give it away on the edge of the circle and unfortunately come away with a 16 there. Great work from the Rebels now, just holding that ball in a bit of high position for a little bit longer. We see firing a direct ball in from the right baseline, really testing these Raiders defenders. As now, Raiders down the middle they come. Much better patience shown from them. Robenheimer looks for the aerial. Finds his high-lying striker. Pass just not going the way of the Raiders, but they come away with it. Josh Beattie in the midfield, dispossessed by Mo Maseko. Bit of a stick tackle. Beattie gets away with it, maybe just caught a little bit too long in possession there. Gordon out the back to Gertsen. As we've seen, it's been a theme of the Raiders game is direct balls into the circles. There we see it again. That one not working again for the Raiders. Tom Gordon on the ball again, looking for that ball into the circle. Couldn't find one, so plays it outside to Beattie. Here we go, T-point entry for the Raiders. Again, looking just too direct, I think. Can hear Coach Sam Holmes on the sideline shouting for T-point. Get the ball into those areas, connect in the D, and find the simple goal. Gibbon just lifting the ball there. Great pressing work from him. That turn of speed is really useful in the blind press. Gordon, bit of a failed overhead, but works out fortunately for him. Scott Wilkins really has been a wall at the back today for the Rebels. It's been great to see him making tackle after tackle, play after play. See his massive overhead as well. Great threat for them. Missed trap coming in. Rebels down the right hand side. This is where they scored their goal from last time. Dispossessed and shot comes in just wide of the post. Dale Gertsen caught on the baseline, just couldn't get the ball under control, and the Rebel striker just came in from the side, got the touch in and nearly had a shot on target. See the Rebels just pulling their press out a little bit, taking that 2-0 lead, and saying, right Raiders, your turn to come to us. Dispossessed now, Gibbon fires the help side. Space on the right hand side for the Rebels, but dispossessed by the Raiders, as they now have got numbers forward. Ludlam sends it out to the right. Finds Stefan. Dispossessed by Ethan January, also been really good today. James Grieve finds himself in some space in the midfield. Goes round one, goes round two. Shot comes in. Great bit of tackling from none other than Scott Wilkins once again. Robenheimer now on the edge of the D, dispossessed by Ethan Lee. Great little play from the Rebels. Turns one, finds himself in some space. He's waiting for a ball to come into the far post. Dive comes in. Stick save on the line from Tom Gordon. Still in with the Raiders at the moment as they send it out to the right-hand side. What a passage of play that was. Dispossessed on top D where the Raiders and the Rebels pounced on the ball. Sent it out to Ethan Lee, who was on the right-hand side. Had a 1v1, did incredibly well to slow the ball down, wait for his counterparts to get back, to get forward. Finds a ball across the circle. And a great stick save on the line from Tom Gordon. Definitely a goal-saving tackle there. As now Rebels, once again, find some space in the midfield. Down the right-hand side they go. Dispossessed. Raiders with just 7 minutes left on the clock. Just feel if they're going to win this game, they've got to score fairly soon. Again, Scott Wilkins tidies up at the back. Now with Robenheimer. Sends it to Stefan. Dispossessed again. Is Vian. Bakapi on the ball. Sent it around the back. Got to use the T-point here to the Raiders. We've seen them be very direct the whole game. As soon as they get the chance, they're firing the ball into the circle, but the Rebels defenders have done exceptionally well dealing with that. Putting them under a lot of pressure, not making too many mistakes as we see it again. Big ball comes into the shoulder now with Stefan. Vian dispossessed. Gibbon looking for a small connection to the captain Lee. Finds it and now we go. Zach Gibbon with his blinding speed down the left hand side. Josh Beattie gets eliminated and a great tackle from Bakapi. Sliding across all the way from the other side of the field. It makes great work to get back there. Vian just passes that straight into the Rebels center link. Mistrap comes in and Gibbon chips it over, looking for the finish, and it will be a lovely finish from the 96 of Braden from the Rebels, and that takes their lead to 3. Great bit of work there from Zach Gibbon, realizing the keeper's dive, just slid his stick under the ball, popping it over the keeper, finding Braden McCallum on the far post for him to tap in the 3rd goal for the Rebels. A really classy display here by the Rebels today in all aspects, from outletting to pressing, especially on the counter-attack, where they've seen all 3 goals have come from counter-attacking plays. The first one, a short corner coming from Jordan Paulson. The 2nd goal, a lovely diving deflection for Ethan Lee. And now the 3rd from Braden McCallum. It has been a great performance from the Rebels, probably taking down favorites in the competition thus far. the Raiders, who just really haven't had a chance to get anything off in the D. Been very direct, trying to get the ball into that 9-yard area, but the defenders of Ethan January, Scott Wilkins have done exceptionally well at the back there to deal with those threats. You see a replay coming in. Jordan Paulson, great little disguise on the slap, sends it past, just a little defensive error, as we see here, a lovely little dink over the top for Zach Gibbon, and a great finish from Raider McCallum. Great team goal there for the Rebels as they come on their counter once again. We've seen how dangerous they can be. Down the right-hand side through Mo Maseko, wins a free hit, looking to take this quickly are the Rebels. Good game management. Just make sure they got your structure set up. 3-0 up here. Of course, goal difference is huge in this competition. It's a round robin. As we see now, Scott just spending a little bit too long on the ball there, getting dispossessed, but wins it back. Ludlam sends it out. Finds Faltman in the midfield. Lovely bit of extending from him. Wins a free hit on the sideline. Raiders now in high possession once again. Seen them a large portion of the game spent here. Just fired the ball directly into the circle, looking for that outcome. As now we see a lot of pressure put on by the Raiders in that bottom corner. Falls kindly for BT. Sends it into the midfield now. Robenheimer rides a tackle. Still with him though. Dispossessed as the Rebels once again come on the counter-attack. Mo Maseko's there. Great work from the striker. 2v1 with the keeper. Can he find Mo? Oh my word, that is a great save from the keeper of Lakeni and Taka from the Raiders. Full stretch dive to his right-hand side, picking that pass. That was most surely going to be a goal. Great work from him as the Rebels still on the attack though. Mo once again down the left-hand side, ball in the air. Couldn't get through that gap this time. Robenheimer does well. Winning the free hit is the Raiders. Rebels really have shown their prowess today on the counter-attack, just being able to take their chances. It's been a great display from them. Raiders just not being able to find any outcomes in the D. Probably the better hockey being played in the midfield. Just can't score in the final third, as we see a great ball across the field there. Just can't find high-lying striker. Rebels just slowing it down, making sure they've got numbers in the right areas. Massive aerial comes in. Missed trap. Falls kindly for the Rebels as they now look to switch the play. The goal scorer in Braden McCallum on the ball now, down the right-hand side. Ball comes into the circle, well managed by Ludlam. Finds a connection up forward. Big tackle coming in from the Rebels. Raiders will come away with that free hit. Just 40 seconds left on the clock. Raiders have got to get something out of this game, even if it's just looking after their goal difference. Dispossessed though, as the Rebels through Mo Maseko come down the middle. Mo's got an amazing turn of pace as well as he looks for the backstick across the circle. Oh my word, great play from them. Unfortunately, just couldn't get on the end of that. It is the number 30 for the Rebels of Johan Peterson. And they once again now come with numbers forward, looking for the ball across the field, still with the Rebels as they enter the 23. Big hit comes in, well defended, and that, folks, will be the end of this game, where the Rebels are victorious over the Raiders, 3-0. A clinical display from the Rebels, making sure they score every counter opportunity that they got, and they take our tournament favorites, the Raiders, 3-0. Don't go anywhere, we've got some more under 18 girls action after the break.